Huh. Apparently I forgot to talk to Kenneth. Hey everybody, welcome back to more Legend of Heroes, Trails of Cold Steel 2. I'm SlayerMathis, and last time we finished up the Aqua Shrine, and this time we're going to be advancing along the story. But first, I want to do a little bit of setup. I did most of the stuff off screen, but it's fine right here. Hey Reen, but keeping up with your fishing lately? Sometimes, I guess. I've really had a lot of opportunities lately. How about you? In the same boat. Not as much as I used to, but as much as I can. Even with the war, you gotta find some way to relax, you know? You should try to keep on fishing the good fight. It'll do you good in the long run, you know? You're probably right. I'm pretty sure you're doing this with Annabelle, but you can also exchange your angler points with me now. Once you feel like trading some in, just come talk to me. Same rule as always, too. Higher ranks mean more stuff to trade for. Yep, I remember. Thanks. Well, look, who's a gold angler now. That's pretty cool, though. I'm gonna have to work really hard to make sure you don't start out fishing me. But you should keep aiming higher. I've got some new rewards that you could exchange your angler points for, too. It's the same stuff as what Annabelle had. It literally is just... he has the same inventory that Annabelle does. And I can't actually afford it. What I was going for is I was going to get the Gladiator badge. And then toss that onto Laura, but I'll work with the Warrior badge, I guess. So all that was for nothing. I'm still midway through all of this stuff, which is just going wonderfully. Just want to make sure that... okay, yeah, I missed nothing. Yeah, so just what I have set up right now. Reen has the gold emblem and the brave heart. Fee is staying the exact same because it's already really good. Emma's getting the marble charm, which you can get for 10 U materials as well as a marble bracelet. You can get the marble charm as well as the medal of charity. Black virtue, animal watch. If you have the entire animal, the bunny, kitty, and puppy watch, combine those, you can get a pretty good accessory there. Haven't worked on them. Elisa, I'm receiving both gladiator belts. 6 CP every single turn is really good. Yeah, I was gonna give that to Laura, but we'll just work with the warrior badge, I suppose. And sure, gladiator headband. Why not? Who do we want to work on next? Let's make Milliam into a tank, because we also did grab the Abyss Shadow plus 20 speed. Is ridiculous. Also, preventing delay is pretty decent. Deathglow and Vanish aren't common enough for that to matter, but 20 speed is so good. Passionate Rouge is 100 strength. Freeze, Petrify, and Faint, very good as well. Deep Ochre is what I'm actually going to give her. Stat down plus defenses, very good for Milliam, who is a pretty good tank. Milliam we will also give... Soft Stole kind of doubles up there. Can probably get better. Yeah, let's give her a Mishy plushie. Get Milliam very defensive. As for Machias, I don't even know what to give you. Sure, let's... you know what? I actually do like him as a debuffer, so... prevent every single type of ailment, plus... I mean, Silver Emblem's always going to be good. As for Elliot, I think the Unyielding Heart is pretty nice for you. And then we also have Passionate Rouge is plus strength. Actually, oh, that's incredible on her. What am I doing? So that's what, plus 250 was it? Plus 100. Yeah. Why would I not give that to Laura? What am I thinking? Freeze, Petrify, Feint, plus CP recovery rate. That's, yeah, that's fine. And then I guess... I mean... Eustace is going to be required coming up, so I suppose I can just give him some really good stuff in general. Plus, I guess we can go with the Panzer Goggles? Sure. And... then Elliot can get the... I guess he can get a Michette plushie, sure. Extra EP is... I mean, really, Elliot does benefit from having a lot of EP more than anyone else. Gaius. I guess you can have the Gladiator headband. The Gladiator gear is just really good in general. Having CP recovery up is very good because S-Crafts are your most powerful attacks in the entire game. So, yeah, that helps. I guess we'll do Skill Handbook. Give him some more crit, give him really good accuracy. Let's make guys hit a lot, I guess. I think that's a good setup for what we've got. Now, I'll just go over it, because I don't actually know how far we'd get into stuff, for real. Because it is a pretty long... It's a... Right as we start the story stuff, it's going to be two... Well, not right. There's another story event before then. But there's two battles right in a row that can take a little bit of time. But looking over everyone, Reen now has, I think, the highest health out of everyone. Yeah, but that's just coincidental, mainly because I wanted that plus strength. Golden Emblem is just good to have on Reen because it's good to have him have a lot of stats. Plus crit chance, pretty good. Fee is the exact same. 85 base evasion is ridiculous. Emma is set up to do a ton of damage, and I mean a ton. And she basically can't be stopped with it. Well, she can't be muted. That's really what it is. Sarah is set up to attack so often and with the chance to delay so many things. So she can pretty much chain together people not being able to attack. This is a big strategy that can be used on the highest difficulties. The Black Virtue is pretty much essential for if you're playing a Nightmare run through on your first playthrough. I will never do this. No. Gaius, he's kind of thrown together, but it's really kind of how I feel about Gaius in general. Some good CP recovery, some hitting a lot, critting a lot, that's fine. Machias, he will just consistently debuff the enemy. That's really... Burlock, it's pretty much the only reason for that. Elisa, constantly having a ton of CP, mainly so that, not for the purpose of Radiance Arc, but rather for the purpose of Heavenly Gift, for the purpose of Blessed Arrow, Molten Rain, just doing good support work. Elliot, can't have his stats brought down, he's just going to be consistent. If I bring Elliot into a big fight, if I really need to use Elliot, he's going to be sitting around, he's going to be just probably spamming Holy Breath, to be honest. So yeah. Laura, tons of damage. Pretty easy. A little bit of a weird setup for Eustace as well. Hitting a little bit more often in every sense of the word. Eustace is also a pretty good support unit. He could be a good candidate for Gladiator gear, but meh. And then Milliam is here to tank damage. Anyways, I intended to have all that stuff set up before starting the episode, but I didn't realize that Kenneth had some dialogue, and I didn't think it would take, 8 minutes to do that, but it's fine. Let's go and help out. I want to turn this into a workshop for creating Valmar's Tachi. Get a chance, I'd really appreciate it if you could help me out. Thanks. Well then, do you think you could bring me my tools from over in the Orbital Factory? Can do, George. George and Reen helped then begin remodeling the ship's hold into a workshop. While the process was more than a little exhausting, it didn't take long before they were finished. Phew, should work for now. Okay, let's see if we can process the Cimmerian ore. Ready? You're gonna start by reinforcing Valmar's existing blade, right? Kind of your way of prepping for the real thing. That's the idea, yeah? I want to get a feel for what it's like to work with, and it'll give you a stronger sword to use in the meantime. Let's get to work, of course. Together they worked on reinforcing Valmar's existing blade, despite the task being simple compared to making an entirely new weapon. Working with the Cimmerian ore was hard even for George. Reen and the other members of Class 7, as well as even Valimar, helped where they could and supported him in his efforts eventually. Whoa. Valimar, your new blade is quite impressive. Yeah, it came out pretty well. The base weapon is still the same as the Soldat's. Unlike a Soldat's blade, however, you can feel mana radiating from it now. I expect it'll be able to hold a significantly keener edge than before. I'm amazed you managed to process that stuff. Like a crystal like that must have been a real pain to work with, huh, George? Well, if anyone could, it's you. I would have been able to do it much if not for your guys' help. And we got this far as a real testament to our combined efforts. I'm not sure our contributions can even compare to what you've done. I'm grateful for it. I'm sure the battles ahead are going to go a lot more smoothly thanks to this. Lucky to have you on our side, George. Now all you gotta do is take him to a real fight and see how it feels. We should get Valimar to give it a couple good swings.
Oh, you're all still here.
Toa?
What's wrong? It's not like you to be so flustered. It's terrible. We got an emergency report in from the Twin Dragons Bridge. It's Celdic. Celdic?
What happened to Celdic?
It was set on fire by the Kreutzen Provincial Army.
What? What?
Yeah, things are, not great. Bring in Eustace, we'll bring in Elisa, bring in Elliot, and Fee. This is awful. What do they do? This is such a lively town. Red Market seems to be taking the brunt of it too. Can't believe this. Let's have a look around town. Should pay visits to both the market manager and the 4th Armor Division too. Celdic's always been a very close town. It's been, I mean, it's literally close to Trista. Plus, it's been this peaceful place. Even with the war going on nearby, it's always been sort of a bastion for everything being fine. And to see it like this it's rough. As much as we keep seeing about, you know, all this stuff, all the fanciful stuff, I mean, we just fought a giant mech with a bunch of swords in the last part. But we're still in a war. And war is hell. It's how the saying goes. And the music choice is fantastic for this. And just the atmosphere that it can take. This is... Obviously, it has its unserious moments. There's, I mean, that whole quest with the sheep and Mir. But this is just why I love JRPGs especially. They can bring these serious moments, and they can be a bit sobering. It's not going to have an effect as a Spec Ops The Line, but still, the music just makes everything better, and seeing everyone else, you know, it hurts to see people like this. Sorry, my mind's kind of all over the place right now. I still can't believe how quickly it all happened. Minutes, that's all it took. They ruined the town before our eyes. How could anyone who does something like that even call themselves human? In order to continue on with this, there's 3 places we have to go. Market Manager, Chapel, and we have to talk to Claire over in front of the Provincial Army's headquarters. Maybe it's just me, but even the cat seems less happy than before. The meow is more restrained. I could just be, you know, because of the situation it sounds worse, but... You haven't seen my husband anywhere, have you? They brought him in here with serious injuries, but I can't see him anywhere. Why'd you have to worry me like this? I tripped and hurt myself in all the commotion. It's nothing serious. Compared to everyone else, I'm lucky. But how could they? How could they do this to our home? Doing everything in my power as a pharmacist to aid everyone's treatment. But it still terrifies me to think of how quickly those soldiers laid waste to this town. I'm not entirely sure I managed to escape, to be completely frank. And just seeing all these people who have colorful personalities, maybe that's why JRPGs seem to hit a little bit harder with this. It's because it's a lot more colorful of a game that when serious moments hit, they seem to hit a lot harder. Father Zerbel's considerable medical knowledge helped save those who were badly wounded in the assault. We're truly blessed to have him stationed here. But why did something this awful have to happen? They show no mercy, not even to the children. Emily's body hit by some falling rubble, but then, before I knew it, what was happening, Jake appeared and pushed me out of the way. It's all my fault. What do I do if he never wakes up? I can't believe that even Jake was caught up in all this. This is so horrible. I couldn't do anything to help. I feel so ashamed of myself. Don't be. You're up against professionals, and they had the element of surprise on their side. She's right. I know you're upset, but you're not the one to blame here. Neither are you, Eustace. Yes, I suppose you're right. I've time to blame myself for what happened. That's time I could be using to actually help people. Wake up, Jake! He's unconscious. No, this can't be! Margot, open your eyes, please! Not Louise, too. Excuse me, but how's she been holding up? She's been given medical treatment? Father Zerbel has already tended to her, but apparently the blow to her head was so strong he can't be sure if she'll make it. Louise, please open your eyes, I'm begging you! You seem like good friends from what I've seen. Yeah, we got to know each other from my visits to the Weathercock whenever I was in town for work. But I'm not gonna be able to do anything for her staying here. Let's go. You see how things are elsewhere. Right. He seems to be unconscious. Those humanoid machines. There. Stay back. Don't do it. Daddy's not here. Oh man, where'd he go? My sister told him to stay put too. She's unconscious. Louise, please, open your eyes! Why? Why did this have to happen? How much more will this war take from us? She got knocked out cold by some falling debris and hasn't woken up since. How could something like this happen? Even just seeing people's different reactions, and again, maybe it's just because JRPGs are so character-focused that it feels different.
I hope Louise will be okay.
They seem to have enough medicine at least, but...
Oh, hello. I somehow managed to keep this place from burning down. But Louise was hit on the head by some falling debris during the attack, and if I know things would end up like this, I'd force her to take the day off. Guilt, sorrow, anger, just fear. All these sorts of things make it seem like war is, well, like I said before, it's hell. Celdic did nothing wrong. People of Celdic just wanted to live their lives. They may have disagreed with the provincial army when they were in control, but they were just civilians. And seeing everything like this, seeing Celdic, one of the first places you go to in the entire game, outside of Trista, this is the first place you see, if you start off with the Golden Steel, it's the first place you see in Erebonia, basically. And it's always been this happy place. The music has always been uplifting, it's been cheery, it's had that whimsy to it. The Grand Market was a bazaar of all sorts of different places. You had things like Sarah and all of her shenanigans with Luis and Margot, but now it just feels quiet. It's empty. It's haunted almost. Next time, we continue. But until then, see you guys later.